Today on Becoming Good MTG, we're playing Azorius Artifacts, which has been supplemented with cards from Edge of Eternities. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, 7 times grand champion of my bathroom cell phone solitaire league, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Untapped GG's standard tier list. Number 13 on the list is Azorius Artifacts. You know, I'd say, oh, we played Azorius Artifacts before. Yeah, we played Azorius Artifacts before. But this has got stuff in it from Edge of Eternities, and that's what makes it different and interesting. So we'll see how that works out today. All right, so let's go check it out. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. Let's see what we got here today. Authority of the Consuls pins down your opponent's creatures when they come into play, and you gain life. This is just a devastating card. Enigma Jewel basically gives you 2 mana to spend on artifacty things, which is great because you got artifacts that need 2 mana. 3 steps ahead, counter spells and card draws, and you can create a copy of a target artifacts. There's artifacts we want to make copies of. Soul Guide Lantern allows you to screw over people's graveyards in case you're playing against Reanimator. This guy goes, it's mana ramp. What is this guy? Does 5 points of damage to target tapped creature. You could turn it into a vehicle that's a 5/5. And you can also just tap 2 untapped creatures and make it into an artifact creature. So you don't even need to crew up. But you could, if you wanna. This is the guy I don't play. I keep forgetting about everything it's capable of doing. Let's see. Cryogen Relic allows you to draw a card anytime an artifact enters or leaves the battlefield. And you could sacrifice it to stun something. Perilous Snare is exiled non-land permanent. And you could tap it to put a Popo counter on target creature or vehicle you control. This wipes out everything with a mana value 2 or less, which we got a lot of that. Hopefully our opponent does too. For 8, you can put each card exiled with this artifact in its owner's graveyard, and then you put out a 2/2 robot for each creature token for each card put into a graveyard this way. Braided Net pins something down once per turn. This guy, sacrifice an artifact. You get to go find an artifact with the mana that's 1 or more than what you just sacrificed. You're looking around, you get a bunch of opportunities here. This guy, whenever an artifact of 3 or greater is played, you put out a dude whose power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you got. And what do we got? This goes and gets 2 permanents with a mana value of 3 or less and puts them into the battlefield. And Thousand Moon Smithy puts out a dude whose power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you got. At which point you can, at the beginning of your main phase, if you tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control, you can transform it into a land. Whenever you cast an artifact or a creature spell using mana produced by this thing, you create a gnome whose power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you control. So we got a lot of opportunity to make dudes that are super swole. What else we got here? We got a station that when you get it big enough, you can use it to create a token that's a copy of a target artifact or enchantment you control. I guess only 1 because it's legendary. This guy here is when you station up, you add a blue mana for each artifact you control. So that's a lot of mana, baby. And there we go. So what are we going to do? We're going to put out our stuff. We're going to control the board. We're going to be putting out dudes that get fairly swole each time we put stuff out. And maybe we'll sort of wipe a board. Maybe we'll pin things down. But eventually we're going to have a bunch of buff dudes that they're going to have a hard time holding up against. And that's it. That's what we're going to do. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, to hear lamentations of the women. Our played against JC Morente 3. Morente. Move it, Scorpion. Right, this is actually really good. Hopefully we're not going up against like an aggro deck. We need a little bit of time to come to fruition. That's bad. All right, man, come on. Let's go already. You've seen my whole hand, man. That's a lot of mana. I don't need it. Let's just go. What is it, 24? I don't know how we're getting so much mana out of this deck all the time. Sure, man, it's Battlefront. He's playing discard, obviously. Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll, yeah, do that. Yeah, let's station Greatest Creation. But I got to get it to 12. The cards are not arranged correctly. That's better. Do I want to put out an Authoritav? Yeah, it's Authoritav. Okay, nothing here is going to trigger off the Simulacrum. I can kill that guy. Just Sawblade him. As one does. Alright, we got 3 steps ahead. I can go for a nice counter spell. What are you going to do? Counter! Unless you draw something nice. That's not necessarily nice. Let's push it. That does not do anything. That didn't do anything. And that is horrible. Let's just push this guy out. Alright, so I got a ton of mana now. And he's got 1 card. You gotta just put out some babies there. I'm not getting the artifacts that I need. That is a problem. Alright, I'll be able to swing around and take out Liliana. That'll be nice. Because everything's coming out tapped, thankfully to the Authoritav, the Consuls. You take out my land. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think I have any. Do I have any of these? There you go. All right, you still got one card left. All right, straight up with this. Put out 1,000 Moons. That's nice. All right, here we go. And we can also Sawblade somebody if we need to. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right, what do? You get stuff. Whenever artifact, creature, spell, produce mana by whatever. We do something. Chew it up. Let's pull back on that. Perilous Snare is good. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll see what happens here. I don't know if that was worthwhile. All right, that was dumb. Well, he saved himself for a second. I guess it wasn't too dumb, because now it gives me the opportunity to crew up. I can swing in for 5. Yeah, great. Looks like my stupid mistake actually made a lot of good things for me. All right, wipe the board again. Yeah, there it goes. All we got to do is just get out another guy out so we can crew up. Crew! Get him! I can't believe that thing won the game for us. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! And we're playing against Fairace. Fairace? Fairace. A lot of vowels, a lot of weird ways to pronounce it. Keep. Let's turn off the dragon. All right, these are 3s and 4s, which means we come out with this one. All right, straight up, that guy is, I guess, 2 mana, so that's good. If I'd used the Pinnacle, I'll be getting rid of my Authorita. What do we got there? 3? We'll snag the god. We'll slip him away inside a genie's lamp. All right, let's see what we can get. Let's go fishing. 1 and 2. Look at that dragon. I'm just putting the gas off like crazy. Let's crack this open. What are we looking for? We're looking for a Simulacrum Synthesizer. More mana? I don't want more mana. We're okay. This will get us plenty of mana right here. I mean, worst case scenario, we might have to Pinnacle this guy. All right, number one, let's crack a little things open here. Pick up another synthesizer. Yeah, no and no. We start stationing stuff. Bow. Station. What do we need, 12? Alright, we're going to put out the Soul Guide. I don't really want to go after my own. I guess I have to, huh? All right, we got tons of guys there. That's 27 straight up. You gonna keep doing that to me? All right, what can I sack here? Okay, this will get us something for 2. Hey, you're a good boy. All right, well, he doesn't have anything to put out. The guy looks like he's playing control. He probably has more board wipes in there. Hunka Chunka. And the dragon is still off gassing like crazy. What are we going to take? Let's go for another Repurposing Bay. That ought to be good. Repurposing Bay number 2. No, we got plenty of mana. Let's just let this stuff go. All right, it's another board wipe time. Is that the deal? There we go. Whole another board wipe. He's got to run out of those eventually. All right, we'll go for a whole nother. All right, what are you going to do now? See, if I Pinnacle Starcage, I'll take out his Ghost Vacuum. So I kind of have to do it when I don't have any dudes out, or I'll take out this, well, my guys, because they have mana values less than 2. There he goes, destroying again. I think I'm going to go and try to do something raging. Oh, I wasn't allowed. He's trying hard. And sure, what do we got here anyway? Create. All right, apparently I could be doing this. I forgot completely about that station. No. All right, come on. Don't wipe the board. Don't wipe it. Because if you think he'd had nothing better to do, he would just pee his pants and run away. We made it through 3 board wipes so far. Let's go, Jive Turkey. And we win. Potty pants. Potty pants. Our Titanic is TB 5000. Well, that's a lot of synthesizers straight up. That is crazy. Usually you're fighting to try to find them. And at this point, I just got them all. I'll be disappointed if he tries to counter them. That'll be really bad. All right, thinking of the future. Let's do it. Let's keep that around. And no. Want to station up? Nope, I'm cool. All right, we're about to have a ton of dudes. Dropping it down. Oh, I went for the counter spell. How disappointing. All right, let's go beat him around the head. You can block with one of your goblins if you'd like. The question is, should I take care of the Caretaker or should I take care of the Windswept Siege? If I take care of the Caretaker, then he won't be able to do 2-2. He could do it right now. Yes, he's got more than enough money for it. He's doing it. Okay, so his caretaker gonna have to steal with the Perilous Snare. All right, let's keep the counterspell ready to go. You just gonna chump? Chump away, chump tar. I don't care, that's fine. And I keep forgetting I got counterspells, sorry. I should have counterspelled that is what I should have done. I left it open for a very specific reason and completely forgot about it. We'll grab it again. All right, you got 3 dudes. You can block them 3 times. I gotta stick around for the counter spell. That's the important part of this nutritious breakfast. Okay, we gotta hopefully try to do something big. He's wiping the board. That's what he's going to do. Counter spell. There you go. And you're about to pee your pants. Potty pants. Potty pants. Victory. All right, put against Info Cat. Info Cat. What do we got? Anything going on here? Not really. I mean, okay, here's the deal. Is that Pinnacle is the card I want to play first. Just so I can pin everything down before I start putting down the Spring-Loaded Sawblades. I hate stealing those things back. Counterspell's not bad. We don't have any of the things we need for our combos. We're getting more and more mana. What does that thing cost? 3? Oh, damn it. All these guys are not great for us. Let's try to get something a little bit more beefy. I always forget you have to blow up tapped guys. All right, we got 2 mana. No, not going to counter anything because of that. What do we got? 3 and 3s. These guys are expensive. What is he putting out there? All right, so I could pound down Chinatown there. Let me just do that here. Let's take care of... well, that's disappointing. I don't have the mana. I need 2 blue. I don't have it. Way too much white. Alright, I have the ability to counter stuff now. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, let's counter that dork. Can I do more? Do I have money for that? One. Do I want to take care of something, kill something off? This guy's probably way better, though. Let's just do that. Sure. All right, we're coming in. Got him down to 4. And we can pin something down, probably. Do I really care? Let's just see what he does. And we win, and we win. I probably took way too long making that turn happen. Victory! All right, so here we are with Azorius Artifacts, and yeah, it was some crazy games. This deck did fantastically. We ended up with a 70% win rate. In fact, I think I won something like, what, 1, 2, 3, 5 games in a row. I thought I was going to go 100% with this thing. It was really good. I played with the Azorius Artifact with Simulacrum Synthesizer deck before. Yeah, that was cool. This one, I don't know, did it feel different? Was it slightly different somehow? Maybe I was just playing some cards I'd never seen before. The big one that I didn't like was Pinnacle Starcage. Like, it's a great card for taking out a lot of stuff, but the problem is you got a lot of stuff that's 2 or less, and I didn't like pinning my own stuff down. That was not good, because I'm looking to sacrifice it to the Repurposing Bay, and so I felt like I was holding onto this in my hand for a long time. But then again, the ability to turn those things into 2/2 robots is fantastic. I didn't think about that, and we were getting tons of mana. I don't know. Yeah, that Pinnacle Starcage ended up saving my butt. Who else was really good? It was, yeah, this guy that I turned him into the vehicle, and then I, totally won because of this particular card. I was shocked because I played with this card a bunch, and I always just sacrificed it. I don't care about turning into the Blade Wheel Chariot. Blade Wheel Chariot just ruled tonight. So, yeah, I don't know. It might have just been that I just played it differently than I played it before, that I didn't have the options I had before. Yeah, this deck ended up being great. All right, so let's get into it. Who is the MVP of this deck? Who is the most valuable player? To me, it's Repurposing Bay. Repurposing Bay is the most valuable. Reason why? Because it gives you options. It's like, yeah, you think, oh, I want the synthesizer, all I want. Yeah, that's what you want a lot of the time. But sometimes you want Perilous Snare. Sometimes you want Pinnacle Starcage. Sometimes you want Braided Net. You want to get to those bigger artifact cards. And Repurposing Bay allows you choices. And there's tons of stuff with 1s that you could turn into 2s, that you could turn into 3s. Repurposing Bay pays attention to all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Repurposing Bay. You are the MVP of this deck. Congratulations. You were going to Disneyland. All right, let's see. Was this deck competitive? Yeah, it was number 13 on the list of the tiered list for standard. It's a 70% win rate when I was playing with it. Yeah, this is a competitive deck. Period. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yes, it was fun. Probably because it's kind of like controlled judo, where you're playing it and you could answer a bunch of stuff. As you're putting things out, your guys are just getting super big. They're getting swole. You go against other control decks, it's horrible because they keep wiping the board over and over again. The thing is, you got lots of opportunities to rebuild again. The one thing that this deck doesn't have that the number 1 deck has is red, and the red only has just that artifact that provides all your dudes haste. And that's what you really need, is your guys to have haste. You need it. I mean, it makes sense. That's why the other deck is number 1 in standard right now, while this one is number 13. It's because it doesn't have haste. If it had haste, it would be number 1. And that's exactly what's going on. Still, it's a great deck. It's really fun to play, but yeah, the lack of haste can make it kind of slow at times. Lastly, was this deck interesting? I mean, is there anything in here from Edge of Eternities? Pinnacle Starcage in there? That's good. What else are we seeing? I think that, there we go. Cryogen Relic, that's from Edge of Eternities. The funny part is that, the Spider-Man set's been out for like a week or 2 now, and yet you don't see it anywhere. Nobody's playing with Spider-Man stuff. It just kind of blows. But Edge of Eternities was a rockin' set, and this thing is got a number of cards from it. This Godcore, it makes copies of or it's just a mana source. This is the one I really like to think, that creates a copy of artifacts you got. Yeah, this guy is kick-ass in this deck, because we got a lot of artifacts we want to make copies of, and as long as they're big enough, then they'll come in and start triggering off the synthesizer, even making copies of the synthesizer. Man, that is fantastic. So you can see, yeah, we got a lot of good cards from Edge of Eternities, make this deck 100% better than what we've been playing with in the past. Yeah, it's a really, really good deck. Was it interesting? I'm going to say yes, probably because of Edge of Eternities. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Absolutely. Was this deck fun? Yeah, it was. Was it interesting? Yes, it was, because of the new cards. So there you go. It was an A+ deck. A+. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. Highly recommend you pick one up should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.